Good afternoon, my people. Good to be back and have a little time to come to talk to you. Again, I know most of you guys have been receiving most of my information on my radio show from me that comes on Saturday mornings, and I'm hope to visit you guys a little bit more in some of these private sessions where I get the chance to really speak fully what's on my mind. As you know, I've been paying a close attention to things that's going on in our country and in foreign places as well around the world. And it's deeply disturbing me how Black folks tend to forget so many things and forget about history and their take on what is actually being played out. And so this is yet again another part of something that I will be expanding on a little later on, where I would talk about our situations and show you different videos to support what I'm talking about. This time, I'm just going to get some things off of my chest and just run down a couple things and hope to get you to think about a little, you know, and to remind you on where we are as Black people. So, what's disturbing me about some of the rhetoric about Trump going around and some of our um, views about Trump and things like that. And of course, you got the choice to vote for whoever you want to. And it seems to be, from what I'm hearing, that some of the Black folks that are voting for Trump, they really don't have a whole lot to stand on. They talk about, they think they had more money when Trump was in office, and the other two issues, there's only two issues that they talk about, is that those who might have had a little business or something going, and and there's reasons for that if you did receive a little extra money, because that's what he catered to, is businesses. So if you have a business, so more likely you probably could have kept a couple more of your dollars under Trump. Then the other one, he helped the Black colleges and HBCUs. Well, again, um, that's something that you can maybe try to hang your hat on. But if we were diligent and paying attention to what's going on, you would know and see that actually under President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, and all you gotta do is Google it and it show you the article. They have given more to the HBCUs than any other presidential team in history. So you don't have a leg to stand on for that. So quit saying that like he saved somebody. Matter of fact, some HBUs say that they never equated to some money for them, but that's another story. So again, I think we as people forget history. We don't know history, and we get so caught up into these insignificant things, and therefore we tend not to be um, engaged properly and knowledgeable to make informed decisions about things. We listen to all of the talking heads, and they tend to guide how we think and how we feel about something. So, with that being said, I just want to bring up some things about this current election cycle, that I feel that I have to get off my chest and to bring us around to some type of place to where we can at least have an intelligent discussion and make some informed decision. Because Black folks is like nobody else in this country. As much as we have given to this country, we have given to this country more than any migrant that is here and now. As far as our knowledge, our inventions, industries that we help jumpstart, and folks have stolen from him, patents that's been stolen from him. We fought for almost in every conflict this country has. So we have given more than anybody, and of course we deserve some stuff. But here, let's go into this election cycle. I just asked a question. Where's Trump's family? Where's Trump's family? Because that tends to be a prerequisite, if I may say, for politicians, because the public want to see them, with a family and saying that he's a family man. They don't want you don't want a politician, at least in certain statuses, is being a jet setter and out there. They want to see a family, and that shows them that they are established and cool minded and thinking of family values and core values. So they want to see that family and family love. Look how Obama and his family, were together with the kids and doing things together, holding hands on stage. Where's his wife and his kids? I say that to those who are so interested in Trump. Okay, where's his wife? Where's his kids? I think that's a very interesting telltale sign about what kind of man he is, because he's all about himself. Now, don't get me wrong. See, first thing we got to understand before I get all the way into it, we are in America. Black folks, you are in America. And you have not been treated right from the beginning. You have to understand that. You walking around there talking about you want all these rights and privileges. You never had them. You had to fight for every one of them. Okay? They never treated you right. No president has never came out and say, I got something for you, brothers. They can't say that. They would not be elected again if they did say that. So most of the things that we have gotten up until this point is through trickle-down effect. And some people say, okay, the Democrat and the Republican Party is two wings of the same bird. Could be, because America is going to do and going to push forward whatever its agenda is, and most of the time it don't include Black folks. So I want to get you to understand that I understand this and what I'm about to say. I understand it perfectly. Our position here, because that's all we have gotten was trickle down effect. And people like Obama couldn't come out and say he had a plan. He had to deal with things that affect the middle class, and hopefully that will trickle down into helping his people, because he couldn't come out and directly say, hey, Black folks, I got something for you. It's just the way it is. That's our position in this country. And whatever America has for itself in the future, far as dealing with AI, far as dealing with the Fed now, the digital program, or are we going to go to the Hunger Games? And what I mean by that, to where this AI is going to eliminate a lot of jobs. Okay, and people are going to be forced to live off the government, because there's going to be whatever their plan is going to be, if it's with the jab or whatever. Okay, they're going to do it regardless of who's in office. I get that and I understand that. But why are we here? Let's see what we can do to make our conditions a little bit better. So again, now let's recap some of the things that Black folks have been, because see, we tend to get on this little trend thing because it sounds good that what the Democrat party's going to do for us. They take our vote for granted. I think people just trending. They like to say that now because it sounds good and it sounds like they putting some people's feet to the fire. Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody going to pay you behind no condition, no attention if you're not together as a community and asking for some stuff. Dr. Claude Anderson has told you that. If you don't buy your candidates, if you don't have a community that is viable and working on one cause of some type of common collective, yes, folks gonna take advantage of you. Yes, they are. But let's recap a few things. What has the Democratic Party since 1960 have done for you, or even before that? All the social programs that you have benefited from come from the Democratic Party. You must remember that. How many of you been to school on the Pell Grant? The Democrats were responsible for that. What about welfare? I had to deal with welfare when I first came out of high school, general relief, getting food stamps. Who's responsible for those social programs? The voucher programs. The Democrats. Welfare. The Democrats. After school programs. The Democrats. Regulations as far as corporations is concerned on how they treat the environment from which your communities live in. Who's been responsible for championing that charge? The Democrats. On the other hand, what does the Republicans get? Every time they're in office, things dry up. Grant money dries up. I specifically remember that. Every time. The money used to dry, well, they ain't giving out grants for those social programs that we want to put on in our community to help our children and kids. They dry up every time a Republican is in office. All the environmental regulations that you get. If you remember, Bill Clinton put all kind of these regulations on these corporations. Soon as Bush got in, he squashed them all. Because it's all about dollars and cents to them. Matter of fact, the very sense of their mission, those Republicans, which is conservatism, what is it about? It's about making money for the rich, keeping the rich rich and the poor poor. That's what it's about. And they actually feel that you weighing down the system. They don't want to give you nothing. Personally, I think they owe the Black community a bunch, a whole lot. So some of our people seem to can't pull themselves up by their own bootstraps and is using the system to get over them. Well, whatever. They owe us that anyway. Sure, they should be motivated to do better for themselves, this and that, but they still owe us. Look at what they have done to the Black community since we've been here, and still fighting anybody talking about reparations. What kind of human being is that? You don't fought in all their wars. You don't help build up this country with your bare hands, the capital itself. Look at all we don't went over there and saved this country. Just look up the 761 tank battalion. Look at it. They went over there in Germany and whooped they behind. The Harlem Hellfighters, the Tuskegee Airmen, several infantry troops that went as far as the Civil War is concerned, whooped that behind. Black folks. And when they conquered hills and things like that, they took the brothers out and put white troops there. That's why let's just think about it. That's why you see different presidents just now awarding these folks who should have had the Medal of Honor, should have been recognized a long time ago. Now they're about to die. We just now recognizing them as a country. What did that say? What do that say about how they care about you? That's telling you a lot. You have to deal with it all the time. But if you don't come together as a people, they're going to always crap on you. Crap on you. I wrote down a few things. A president, what did you learn back in school? When they talk about the United States government, 3 branches of government, that's checks and balances. A president is not a dictator, y'all. Y'all forgot that? You should have learned that through Obama. He did most of his work on the first 2 years because he had the House and the Senate. When he lost the Senate, he couldn't get nothing passed. And then you want to turn around and blame him for things not getting done. What is wrong with y'all? You forget how this thing works? You only can do so much through executive order. I mean, I just it just blows my mind. Some of the things that we say, we're not paying attention. Maybe we just don't understand. I don't know. But the president is not a dictator. He has to have people, on Capitol Hill working along with him to get his programs off. It don't work like that. Even though your boy trying to be a dictator, I gotta say something. If you know anything about history, and if you got a little of age of you, if you're a little old, the American people, my white population, always had some issues with communism. Anybody who talked about or even hinted on being a socialist communist, we ran them out of town. When did it become okay to pal around with a communist dictator? And we okay with that. That got to be the craziest thing in the world. I'm telling you, y'all all right with that. And the only reason that folks are entertaining him being a dictator is because folks want to still be in control when the population change here in this country in 20 years. So he's the patsy to put that Project 2025 together and groom other Republicans to take his place, to lay the groundwork so when they become a minority, they can still be in charge. That's why they're entertaining that. And black folks jumping on the wagon don't even know what the devil that's going on. I mean, even with Project 2025 being laid out, and people have done several videos about that, and you can go read it for yourself, for you to still be talking some Trump stuff. What is wrong with you, man? What is wrong? Take away the educational system? Put people in jail for abortions? Shoot, because I know there's a bunch of you yourselves and people in your family had to deal with abortions in the course of a lifetime. You want to put people and doctors in jail? All right? You want to gut the educational system? I mean, come on. That should be enough to tell you, to say, whoa, whoa, whoa. They trying to roll back everything because folks want their country back. Do you understand the undertones of what that means? Folks are afraid. That's what we have in here. That's what we're talking about. And it's always been a choice. People say, well, the choice of two evils, the choice of two evils. It's always been like that for a black person. When has it not been a choice? There's always been a choice. We had to look at the lesser of two evils. Ain't nothing new about that. Because you don't agree 100% with nobody. But look what you're working with. People, Kamala talking this. Yeah, that's politics. Ain't nothing new under the sun about that. We can look locally on that. They promise you a whole bunch of things, and a lot of stuff falls short. Election time, they out there now promoting stuff during election time to get. What is new about that? What is new about that? Ain't nothing new about that. That's why it goes. That's politics. But the deal, and to even consider a situation like we have it now, with the stark contrast between her and him, who never had any political experience, his foreign affairs is shot, don't know what he's talking about, narcissist, suffering from cognitive dissonance. What folks is already saying he got the doggone mental problem, and you can see that. You can see that with a person that can never admit that he's wrong. Something is wrong with that. They're asking him about God. Do you think you can? Would you ever ask God for forgiveness? He had to think about it. Look at all these shady deals and people's lives that he has destroyed, and he have no regrets for none of that. He ain't done nothing wrong. Google all the sex allegations that he's been involved in. Think about he's going around dealing with the beauty pageants with them young girls walking in on them and dealing with that. Shady deals, old people that's been there, probably, I think he sued about 3,000 times. This is the man that y'all want to vote for? What the H-E-double-L is wrong with y'all? That shit is absolutely crazy. But this the kind of guy you want. Where's your moral compass? Where is it? What is you thinking about? Man got a baggage all way. We just know. I ain't even gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. Because we just know if Obama had a pinch of any of those issues against him, they'll put him on a boat and sent him back to Africa. But this is a testament of our country, where we at. It's damn scary. It's damn scary for people to still be cool with this, of all the stuff that he's done. And then you got these folks who want to vote, think everything that is going on is just political stuff. Then you hear the man on the phone in Georgia calling. That's smoking guns, man. Then you hear him asking for the votes. They ain't made up. That was him. Did you see what happened in January 6th? That was him. Did you see him being caught with all the documents and showing people down there? That was him. Did you see how him and Giuliani and them orchestrated the fake elector situation? That was him. Do you see up in New York, they got his tax returns and his information, how he lied about it, inflated and deflated his property in order to win favor and dollars and cents? That's a smoking gun. They got the information. Well, so how some of you fools sit up here like somebody lying on them, and then all the stuff that you see in the court situation, those wasn't Democrats testifying against him. There was Republicans. His own people and family members talk about him as well. And it still don't get through to you. It still don't make you sit back and think twice about something. Something is mentally going wrong. Something got to be mentally going wrong. Yeah, Biden, he ain't the best in the world, but that's what we got at this point. And Kamala, he did put in his cabinet more blacks than any other president ever did, and the first female black vice president. Regardless on how much weight you put on that and the whole political ball game, but guess what? He still did it. The first black Supreme Court justice, Biden did. So I don't care how you think about it. You can't compare it to this fool who stood up and put crazy people in his cabinet. All these folks was ill qualified for all of those positions, and y'all was okay with that. All of them didn't have a clue. Just people who sit up here and praise him with his narcissist behind. And oh yeah, you could be on it. That's why he got J.D. Vance, because he was kissing his behind. Didn't know he didn't vet him even far enough to see that he had some issues that could cause his campaign some problems. Just long he may have seen like a loyalist and kisses behind, Trump was cool with that. What he said in debate? I fired him. Well, why'd you hire him in the first place? That's to let you know that he's incompetent or even choosing the right people. When he was in the White House, what they say about him? When he had briefings, he couldn't even be in the briefings. He couldn't even stay there too long. They said his attention span was so small, he didn't want to be briefed as president. His people had to tell him, dude, you can't do this to the American people. You can't sick the National Guards on American people. He wanted to bomb people. He wanted to send the guns out on them. And some of you activists, niggeros out there that's talking that Trump stuff, you see how much of a blessing he gave to the police. When he was running before, what did he say? If they bump their heads getting into the back of the police car, that's all right. Well, let me tell you, activists who always want to jump on the abuse that black folks is being received as far as the police is concerned. Under his administration, the Karens went crazy. The police went crazy. So the question is, what do you think they're going to do if they get back in office again? You think you've seen some Karens now? You think the FOP endorsed him for nothing now? They know they want to give him immunity. What is wrong with you, black people? What did that say to you? They want to give him immunity. You think your head is getting cracked open now? That's why I can't understand. I'm like, I had to come on. I say, what is wrong with y'all? What is wrong? I think the fluoride is messing with your brains or something. Because you're not making any sense. Especially some people that's 50, 60 years old and talking crazy. You're not making any sense. You're not paying any attention to anything. You know, the malicious groups is stacking up all kind of arms and everything. They ready. You know, the assault is going to come. Look at this, like I said, look at his track record. He's been horrible. Financial corruption since he started. It's horrible. But that's okay. He's fit to be president. This kind of immoral person that just care about himself. Just talking about people. Oh no, I just thought about something. This one I got to say this. I don't know what's wrong with you immigrants that is talking about Trump. He talk about y'all like a dog. For any Hispanic, for any Asian, for y'all to be talking about Trump. He talk about you like a dog. Telling you he gonna deport your behind. And I know you got friends and relatives here who may be illegally. And for you to even be talking about Trump, he hates y'all. Even though he married an immigrant and his parents is immigrants. That's white immigrants is okay, but not you black immigrants. That's a problem. But y'all can't see that. And it's funny how you Negroes don't see that he making a mockery of him. He's about himself. He gonna put some tennis shoes together. Man, if any of you Negroes walking around here with them tennis shoes, you should be slapped in the face for how stupid you are. He's playing with you, making a mockery. It's all about him. A Bible, trading cards, and all that. And all you silly fools, when he first got jammed up, sending all that money, and where all the money go? Where all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna talk about all his family getting all his money. Saudi Arabia gave his son-in-law what, $2 billion. But you want to jump on Hunter Biden about some stuff. All the extra gifts that he's gotten, making money off his hotels from foreign dignitaries coming in. He break all kind of rules because it's about the dollar. He gonna use you fools, sending money into his campaign. I was like, man, I don't, man, nobody stay on top all the time, as far as history is concerned with this country. It's time to get the hell out of here. Because for folks to entertain that foolishness, something is definitely wrong with that. I'm telling you. I don't know. And every time he says something, somebody get hurt. Look how what happened to them sisters down in Atlanta. Because him and Giuliani talk some mess. Fearing for their life. Look at Pelosi. Look at Fannie Willis. Look at Brother Bradley up in New York. Every time he put his mouth on something. And then he want to say he didn't excite the January 6th situation. How crazy can y'all be? I can't wait to the point that they get to, if they ever get to trial with that, because people don't talk about the panic buttons in the Capitol was ripped off and all those, like somebody knew their way around it. They was giving, they did tours right before the January 6th. And just the lies. He don't know nothing about Project 25. You got him on tape. That's what I'm gonna say to the next video. I'm gonna bring those tapes, show you that he said, yeah, we got a new plan. I'm proud of the new plan, this, that. But get right on TV saying he don't know nothing about it. What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? Talking about he proudful that he had something to do with Roe v. Wade. Then he get on the debate, well, I don't have no problem with it. Well, I don't know. And everything is always the best in history. Too. That's what I want to get back with his narcissist behind. Everything is the best. It's wonderful. It's the greatest. It's that's a psychological issue. Look it up in the psychological world. That's a mental illness. You know, no, never. Yeah, I could have did better. Yeah, I wish I didn't this, that, and other. Yeah, no. Even when it's wrong, he won't back up and admit anything. Something is wrong with this dude, and people are following him. And I'm just mad that black folks is following this man. I'm like, what the devil is wrong with y'all? Strictly about himself. The tennis shoes, got a teddy bear. You know, I mean, what's up, man? It's amazing. You know, and I just had to say, I was bottling up all this stuff. I just had to like, oh my goodness. Let me get out here and at least say a few things to get this off of my chest. Because I'm just worried about us, man. We supposed to be raising up with some intelligence and understanding what's going on. The man gonna cater to whoever he talk to like he's for black folks. I don't give a doggone about black folks. He's just trying to win an election and keep his behind out of jail. That's all. He'll say anything for his behalf. I think he'd turn, you know, if the law came down on him, he'll let his sons and daughters go to jail instead of him. Just lie about it. It was something funny about the doctor. Remember, he was president. He was talking about, I'm in the best shape ever. I'm better. Oh, let me give you this. I'm in a better shape than any president ever. Well, the doctor came out not too long ago because he was released from his gag order and said Trump made him say that. Actually, Trump dictated what he was going to say to him about his medical condition. Just like he threatened to sue the school that he went to if they showed any of his transcripts. Because guess what? Because he know more than the general. He know more about foreign policy. And he's the smartest. How can anybody be the smartest and the best rascal in the world? Don't that tell you something? That the man is crazy? Here, this man ain't never been to the damn army or nothing. Dodged the draft because of his heel spurs, but he know more than the generals. When he had time to know anything about tactical warfare or anything in the generals, he too busy around there chasing skirts. Look at the lady that talked to him about the cats and dogs. Look at her. That's the kind of woman he wants. He got her riding around with him in the plane. Where's his wife? That's what I said. Wife. Where's his wife? That's what he do. That's what he's about. Just like the Hollywood Access tape. All that just boys palling around. That boy telling you who he is and what he's about. Grabbing by their stuff. This, that, and other. That's what he do. But you okay with that kind of individual being the president of the United States with no morals, don't care nothing about women. He couldn't even look at Kamala in the face. He despised her even being on the stage with him at the same time. Definitely saying something to him and getting about him and getting into his butt. Oh man, I bet he went somewhere and throwing stuff around after he walked off that stage. He was so mad because a woman's place is need to be in the home barefoot somewhere. That's what he believed. He ain't got no holler for you at all. But this is the folks, the type of person and people that's around that you are cool with. You're all right in listening to his rhetoric. Yes, Democrats need to do more. Absolutely. But they're not going to do more if you don't get yourself together. Come with some type of common cause. Our leaders get their stuff together and truly look out for the best interests of the people. Force their hand to do something. If you don't pull your money together, your resources together, ain't nobody gonna pay you no attention. That's why we the daggone laughing stock. But there's some reasons behind all of that. Our opposition as people, as Black people, they worked hard to keep us in the position that we are in right now. They spent a lot of money, energy, and time in developing the type of psychosis that we are having and displaying to this day. If they burn down all your towns and they kill all your leaders, how long do that set you back? How long do that set you back? Take you to recover from that? Let me say something to you about trauma. And this may give you an understanding on why some of us have issues. They did experiment of a bunch of mice. They had them in a cage and they left the door open. But what they did, they put electrical charge in front of the door. So every time the mice try to get to the door, it would shock them. It would shock them. It would shock them. So it got to the point that the mice wouldn't even go towards the door. They would make sure they stayed away from the exit of the cage. Those mice had babies. So you know what they did? They took the mice and they put them in another setup just like that one. Did you know the mice never ventured towards that door? Why? They didn't receive the trauma, the same trauma as their parents, but they knew this is how spiritual things are. And you can pass this type of behavior from one generation to the next. They didn't experience the trauma themselves, but they knew about the trauma. They knew not to go to the door. That's just us. We like the elephants just being held by a little thread, and we still think we tied up. It's mental. This is how they're still in the position that they're in right now. It's mental. Because for us to allow another ethnic group to run an industry that we dominate and be okay with that, that's mental. Stockholm psychosis. Willie Lynch psychosis. Here it is, your talent pool, your behind running up and down the football field, up and down the basketball court. 80% of the people that participate in that is your people coming from your culture who looks like you, and you okay with another ethnic group running the show where you don't try to break into the market and shut down, boycott, and let them say, hey, and say, look, this is our people. We want to be a part of this stuff, this, that, and other. You making money off of us. For you to allow that, something is wrong. Something is wrong. And I'm saying we got it honestly because they worked hard in doing it. I understand, but I'm just pointing it out. For us to even be cool with sending our babies to their schools. That's one-on-one. We should understand that. You ain't gonna do nothing but breed the same type of behavior. You're never gonna get out of this particular trap. How you let your babies be trained by the same people who haven't been fair to you since you've been here? Like Dr. Amos Wilson say, if you don't train your babies to take care of your current issues, then what are you doing? And we're the only people that would take up a spiritual system from the same people who oppressed you. The same people. And be okay with that. And fight another Negro if he say something bad about it. You don't find nobody else doing that, do you? You got black folks that get mad and apprehensive of you when you talk about Jesus being black. Talk about God being black. It ain't downing nobody. You got to understand the God, or know the God in you. I remember a pastor said a long time ago, if a pig was able to draw a picture of God, God would look like a pig. You got to see God in you. God got to represent you. You don't have it look like some other foreign person. Look at all the other people around the world, in India, in Asia, in Japan, in Native American community. All the images of the Great Spirit and God look like them. Look like them. But this how crazy we is. We got the psychosis and tripping that we got a problem. I'm just pointing out those particular issues, my people. So it ain't a choice at this particular point, as far as this election is concerned. I don't know what's wrong with these Negroes out here to even entertain that. You okay? You don't have a choice at this particular point. You don't have a choice. I tell you the choice you may have if you want a slow road to hell or a fast road to hell. Personally, I take the slow road. That's your choice. Because it's surely not with this fool. This boy is mental. And if you can't see that, something is wrong with you. Look at his past. Look at his credibility. And you okay with that? You okay with that? Because of some of you had a couple extra punk dollars in your pocket, you okay with that? Forget all his morals. Where's your spiritual background? Go back to your grandmama or anybody else. Would they be cool with that? Would your grandmama be cool with voting for a man like Trump with all his past history, his deceitful way of doing things, his lying, lie right in your face? That's the kind of person you want to trust? This the kind of person you believe in? Something got to be wrong with you. Lie right in your face and you okay with that. So again, I had to say it, and I'm gonna bring some data to back it. The man is just full of it. And I don't know why we going down that trail in dealing with him. Yes, get in the Democrats behind and make them do something that you want as a collective. Because if your situation is all fragmented and everybody's pulling in different directions, how's somebody gonna help you? Yes, they're gonna take you for granted. Just like your wife or your woman to take you for granted if you don't do what you're supposed to do. So I'm gonna be back at you. I just had to get that out off my chest, because I'm hearing these black folks talking on what come. Yes, politics. How long you been around? You weren't born yesterday. You know how this stuff go. Black folks get their stuff from trickle down effect. Ain't nobody come out here and say, brothers, I got something for you. It ain't gonna happen. So quit tripping. Trump will say anything. He'll tell you that. But okay, what happened with you in the 4 years? Did he come out with a black plan in the 4 years? Did he? Y'all keep saying, well, why? Well, Kamala was with Biden. How come she didn't do some of the things she doing? Well, what did Trump do? How we keep holding them to a different standard? How come she got to have a plan and show a plan and be specific about her plan, and this Negro don't have to say anything? Just sit up here and talk about somebody and try to scare the bejesus out you about immigrants. Oh, they're gonna kill you. They're bringing all the criminals. Let me remind some of my white family out here. This country was made upon criminals. Europe emptied the jails and brought you over here. And look at the what you did to the Native Americans while you was over here. Criminals. Over close to 200 treaties that you broke and you killed them. Criminals. So you got nerve to point your finger at some immigrants and talking about some criminality. That's what Farrakhan said to one time. You said, talk about somebody being corrupt. And Farrakhan said, how can you call somebody corrupt? And what you do all over the planet. Go look at the documentary, The Broken Rainbow. Go look at the Panama Deception. Go look at the Zygus, the Addendum. And then it tell you and show you what this country do. You in the belly of the beast. For real. You just don't feel it because you're in the belly. I don't know how many leaders across the planet has been killed with the help of us. orchestrating that particular situation, weaponizing the dollar. If you don't do it, look what they did as far as Africa is concerned. If they don't deal with the LGBTQ community and do this and do that, we're going to put some sanctions on you. And they say, that's not a part of our culture. We're not going to discriminate against. It's just not a part of our culture. We're not going to set it up like you want me to set it up. Big bad America. Start doing some reading. Learn your history and learn the history of others. That's what you do. Do that so you can educate yourself, so you can have an informed opinion about some things, rather than just running your mouth talking with some talking points that you heard from somebody else. Why don't you do that? All right. That's all I have to say for tonight. I appreciate those who logged on. But I'm going to come back with showing you some clips about the double talking that this dude has been doing. And we just going right along with it. You know, that's something my mother always say. Look at the mass of what the masses of the people is doing and do the opposite. More likely you be further ahead. You listening to all this old craziness and going along like the Pied Piper or something. And not listening and not paying attention, not reading through the lines of what's actually taking place. Follow the money trail. And I got something very interesting for you as far as Africa is concerned. How come they ain't saying anything about that stuff that is going on with those three countries, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger? How come they're not saying anything? You hear that on main media, where they don't kick America out and France out, and they saying we're going to start our own stuff. We're going to line up with other countries. How come you're not hearing that? They don't want y'all to get no ideas about that. They want to keep that on the low. Don't want y'all black folks seeing how black folks are saying, okay, they changing their conscience and want to kick them out, because y'all look down your nose at them in Africa and don't know the politics at all of what's going on around there. They can't even own. It's in the French set up documents that say they can't even own their own resources. They got to ask for their own money because they got to go to France and come back to get their own money. And then if you want to rise up and say, look, this ain't fair, we want to do our own thing, they plot to kill you behind. So just like they did the slave, they beat the slave to death, so it makes everybody a little afraid and they push back a little bit. That's what they do. That's what they've been doing all over the world. It ain't no accident. Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein and Chavez is dead. There ain't no accident. So we don't pay enough attention to stuff that's going on globally and how it's affecting them and what the dirty hand is doing. Why you ain't paying attention? Why you watching the football game and the basketball game? Follow the money trail. With Halliburton and all them tear everything down and send the big corporations back in to build it up. And they gotta make sure they use them as a contractor when they lend them the money. It's all a daggone game. Y'all don't know how it's being played out there. Do you think we all are all benevolent and for the sake of democracy, we trying to save the world? He's a dictator. He's that. And it's just playing you. That's why you never, when you're in the police business, you always got to listen to both sides of the story. How come you never heard their side of the story? Why was Saddam mad? Why was Noriega mad? Why was Gaddafi mad? Why was Chavez mad at America? Why? What they had to say when we was all cool with them at one time. We even helped train them and things of that nature. These fools got black folks over here mad at Fidel Castro and Chavez and a few other leaders that they throw in your face and call them all kind of names. And you don't know that they was fighting for black causes. They don't want to help Russia help people down there, and as far as the apartheid is concerned. America turned their back, sent doctors and things like that to help them. Fidel did that. While America turned their back on Liberia, which caused the Civil War. because they put their pawns and stuff in there that didn't care about the people, and their pawns better did what they told them to do, or they'll kill them. And the people rose up and had an issue. But when the fighting started, they backed off. They backed off and just let them kill each other because those were black folks. But you see how they intervene when you got a white conflict going on in other parts of the world. They there for them. So when are we going to see that? When are we going to learn? With the Emancipation Proclamation in 1865, by 1881, black folks have established over 200 towns. Did you know that? And they systematically got rid of every one of them. Look up the Wilmington Massacre, when folks was elected rightfully in place. White folks had an issue with that. They had a problem. They went to the stormed the Capitol and killed everybody. They killed them and ran them out of town. This is your history. But you still want to romanticize the situation. You in love with this. That's the Stockholm Syndrome. Love with this, your same slave captures. And when you in charge, you go emulate the same situation that you've been oppressed upon your whole people, your own people. That's what they do. It's psychological. Just what they've been doing. We was fighting for them because we was hoping for freedom. We was hoping to be treated like a human being. And what happened? You went in the line to get land. Like I said before, it wasn't until the Democrats come up and started affording you some of those opportunities of the GI Bill, of welfare, of Social Security, of voucher programs, and all that stuff that came from the Democrats, not the Republicans. Pell Grants. How many of us use grants for us to go to school and our kids to go to school? That didn't come from Republicans. That was initiated by Democrats. So whatever wing of the bird that you're talking about, that's the best bird. That's the best wing you got at this particular point. Until you stand up and make a statement for yourself as a people, that's all you got. So it ain't no choice. It's no choice. You ain't got no choice. We sit up here entertaining this fool who don't care nothing about it. He go whatever the wind blows. Oh, I love this girl. It's the best in the world. Oh, I love those people. Oh, that nigga crazy. Anyway, let me go, y'all. Appreciate you tuning in. I just had to get it out. Research what I say. Think about what I say. Because it's real. Let's get together and come up with something to hold them all accountable. Let's do that. But right at this point, you don't have no choice. You don't have no choice. You talking about the police jumping on you now? You're going to whoop your behind if he get back in the situation. You're going to whoop your behind. Straight. And giving them immunity? Can you really entrust the police with any parts of immunity? Shoot. That is crazy, man. Shit. I'll tell you, my boy Gerald said, what did he say, comatose? I'm telling you, that's what it seems like. That's what it seems. I mean, Shaker, I wrote a poem called We Need an Antidote. Because it surely feel like we infected by something. Somebody give us an antidote for us to act the way we act. They don't see what's going on. Just lured to sleep. You know, I used to give this analogy. Black folks was like on a train on a track or with no conductor in it, running 500 miles an hour down the railway. Rather than us be excited and nervous about our condition and alarmed, we on the train reading the paper and listening to elevator music while the train is running down the track without a conductor. That's us. Waiting for a train wreck. Like Dr. Henry Clark said, we have no friends. We have no friends. It's instinctive. It's an animal instinctive behavior to know when you're being attacked, to circle the wagons. How come we're not doing it? It has to be mental. It has to be mental. No animals, look at the animals in the wild. They may have conflicts amongst themselves, but let a intruder come in and deal with them. They all will unite to trot out that intruder. That's normal animalistic behavior. How come we not doing it? How come we don't see the attack and still lay dormant about it? We could just take our little spending dollar and change our whole situation. Change our whole situation. Just about dollars. And you see, our leaders ain't talking about that. Those ain't our true leaders. They ain't talking about that one because they're all getting paid off. Like Dr. Umar Johnson say, they're deal brokers. They're just there to calm the natives down. And y'all go about your day, your normal day, no problems. Deal brokers. And they know who to call to squash the movement. Rather than taking that energy, as Dr. Umar Johnson say, and channeling into something that can affect us in a positive way, like a boycott. They won't do that. Bought and sold. So guys, appreciate you. I'm gonna log off now. Appreciate you, Brother Gerard. I know you avid listener to the show, but I just had to get that off my chest, my brother. Appreciate you. Pass it around if you think it's worthy. Sign up, subscribe to the Journey with Antonio, so we can stay on this journey to educating ourselves, informing ourselves, and knowing who we are and retaining our culture, because our ancestors have left a strong heritage and lineage for us to pick up and learn from in order to navigate ourselves through this craziness that we're going through. Appreciate you. Peace out.